I have one more question left.
Sude'yi isteyeceğim.
We're just going to change the ball from that one because it's quite long.
Ama zaten sen onu görmüyorsun. Ben de görmüyorum.
Sude, I want to thank you because the soft way that you ask the question make me comfortable to be as focused as I can be.
No, thank you. I mean, the answers you've been giving are great. They're going to be great in the video as well. I mean, as an academician, because whatever you're saying is backed by science, so it's very important. So we really value this interview, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Teşekkürler Barış Bey. Hazırız.
Okay. Finally, where do you see the future of research and listening in the workplace going? And what questions do you think still need to be answered?
The list of open questions about listening at work is endless. I will begin with the thing that my lab started working on, is that the idea that good listening is not a property of a listener or a speaker, but is unique to every dyad. That is, instead of asking who is a good listening manager, we should ask the question, with whom and how well a manager, with what subordinate a given manager creates the best listening environment. How this could be enhanced and how the experience from this particular relationship could be translated to other relationships, because the listening is co-created between two people. And this is a switch of thinking about where to look at when we want to find what creates superior performance. I would also say that I think that superior performance is a quality of a dyad and not of a single person. Other questions are, how effective are listening training in organizations? And we have some studies of listening, but when it comes to experimental studies that can really prove that listening elevated organizational outcomes, we still don't have it. We still don't have such studies, and big investment, I think, needed to be done in testing the effectiveness of training subordinates in listening. Other type of questions, what type of job outcomes specifically are improved by listening? Is it the desirable outcomes like creativity more than the undesirable outcomes like sabotage? Or perhaps we need multiple measures of listening, perhaps good listening or extreme positive listening is one thing, but if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. And then there is another thing, terrible listening, which includes hurting the other person, cutting off the other person, which creates damage and create undesirable. And perhaps the extreme positive and the extreme negative are not opposite of each other. There are two separate behaviors that we need to learn how to measure and to look at them in combination and to understand the antecedents and the consequences of those types of listening. Other types of questions are, what type of listening protocols are good for this type of a person and another type of a person? Also in my laboratory, we showed that a certain type of listening is terrible for narcissists and fantastic for non-narcissists. So both the act of listening and the way of being asked questions, of talking to a listener, may depend on personalities, may depend on culture. And we have practically almost no research about cultural differences in what ways of listening in organizations, say in Istanbul versus Singapore versus Kuala Lumpur or New York, are different. And open questions waiting for great minds to look into those questions.